Plus 9 a.m. as we welcome you back to News and Views this morning. We also welcome our listeners from One Nation FM, Polokwane Stock radio station on FM 88.9. And we stay in the company of our Salam Media listeners, our viewers on the various platforms of Salam Media. Still to come on the show, the updated accredited Hajj Operators list. Board member and head of National Operators Accreditation Committee will be joining us shortly. The impact of load shedding on mental health. And this morning we're talking with a counseling psychologist, and also one pot and 350 rand. And this created endless possibilities for Zubair Abbas of Surrey Estate in Cape Town. We'll find out more about that. So all of that to come on the show this morning. But right now we're going across to be joined by Yusuf Kassem, who is the board member and head of the National Operators Accreditation Committee. Yusuf, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome and jazakallah for your time.
It's a pleasure. Wa alaikum salam. Thanks for having me on your show.
Yes, we've seen the press release come out yesterday from Sahuk with regard to the updated accredited Hajj operators list. At this point in time, there are 7 accredited operators, and we know that there are a few operators who are still under a review. What is the situation, and just looking at these that have already been accredited, Yusuf?
Yeah, so initially we had 6 operators that were accredited. Later on, we then accredited one additional operator. So we issued a press release just updating the public with regards to what the options are when selecting Hajj operators for their pilgrimage, inshallah.
Yes.
With regards to the operators under review, those operators that have applied met all the criteria, although they have 1 or 2 documents or policies outstanding that they are still busy getting from relevant companies or organizations.
Yes. Now, just about the criteria that you mentioned, Yusuf, what criteria, and in terms of the process as well, in accrediting the operators, what was, what are the issues?
The issues or the requirements?
The requirements, sorry, the requirements, yeah.
Okay, so we've got a extensive list of requirements, mostly passed down to us from the Ministry of Hajj in Saudi Arabia. I'll give you a few. Obviously, it needs to be a registered company or CC in South Africa. For new applicants, they need to have performed Hajj already as business owners. They need to obviously give us the proof of residence or all the FICA documents for themselves as members of the company, as well as the company. The company needs to be in good financial standing. It needs to provide us with a list of creditors and debtors, a list of their staff that will assist them not only in South Africa but also in Saudi Arabia during the period of Hajj. They need to have a business plan with regards to the operations during the upcoming Hajj. They need to provide us with financial statements, audited financial statements, tax clearance certification. They need to have IATA certification. They need a POPIA compliance registration and certification. And if they have any outstanding funds that are owed to Hajj from previous years. And then we also require either a bank guarantee guaranteeing the funds that they will be handling of Hajj, or an insurance policy that will guard against the same risk.
Yes, I think this is absolutely important, because this is about providing a service to the Hujjaj, but also having the capacity, the capability, and also in terms of, from a financially perspective, to be financially strong in the event of any problems. And we've seen some of these occur in the past, where Hujjaj were done in either through service delivery or even in terms of monies that have been owing to Hujjaj. So this is quite a stringent process as far as the requirements are concerned, and the criteria that have been set to be a Hajj operator and a successful Hajj operator to be able to provide these services to the Hujjaj?
Yeah, I think forefront in our mind is the safety of monies that they're going to be handling and the interest of the Hujjaj. We have to look after their interests and see that they are not being taken for a ride.
Yes. Now, as far as the Hujjaj are concerned, now that the list is out, so they can obviously proceed in terms of which Hajj operators they can use once the packages become available.
Yeah, so Sauk has recently launched a new website where Hujjaj can go on their profile and see who the available operators are. Once the packages are made available to Sauk, we will also post those packages on our website. And we urging all Hujjaj that have been accredited to make their selections as soon as those packages are available.
Yes, Yusuf. Now, one thing I know, Hujjaj, and I would say, anyone who is traveling doesn't like any surprises. And, upfront, there's got to be transparency. Things have been to be clearly spelled out, particularly when it comes to monies that are being paid over in terms of what you are paying for, and to make absolutely sure that all your bases are covered. And you don't want to sit with a situation where you paid over some money and then you need to pay additional money that you didn't know of. So this is absolutely important when these packages actually come out, and how these packages are actually priced and communicated to the Hujjaj by the operators.
Yes, we try and give as much information as possible with regards to the costs from Saudi Arabia or the Ministry of Hajj, with regards to the camp pricing, the visa costs, and the 5 days of Hajj fees. We also then try and make the public aware that when packages do become available to them, that they should be wary to read the packages thoroughly and make sure that accommodation pricing is included, dummy sugar price is included, and your airline costs are all included.
Yes, Yusuf. Now, just finally looking at those operators who are under review, have you got a deadline where you will have to then be able to produce a finalized list of accredited Hajj operators?
So I think, as we stand, the public should only regard the 7 operators that have already been accredited as their options. I don't think they should wait to see if a new list will be released to them for selection of new operators. As mentioned in the press release, Sauk will advise the public if there are any changes to the list of accredited Hajj operators. So should that change, the public will be made aware of it. But as it stands, only these 7 are their options for now.
Well, Yusuf, Jazakallah for that and for taking time out talking to us this morning and providing our listeners with the update on the Hajj operators list. We wish you well. And once again, Jazakallah for your time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
It's a pleasure. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Board member and head of National Operators Accreditation Committee, Yusuf Qasim, with us this morning. The time is just gone, 9:28. We're going to go for a break. We come back. The impact of load shedding on mental health.
Rejuvenating media day by day. This is Salam